A very good morning to all the students. Welcome back after Diwali holidays. Today we'll be doing our chapter number 4, that is Structure of Atom. This is the last chapter from our chemistry portion. Before we start our topic of today, I would like you to remind about the appropriate behavior which you should all of us should follow to be safe from this COVID-19. We all know that we are facing this problem since a year, and we have to take care of some things, like we have to put on our mask all the time whenever we go out or in public. We should wash our hands with soap and water, and if it is not possible, we should use hand sanitizers. We should cover our face by wearing mask. We should maintain the social distance of at least 4 feet, and 6 feet would be better. We should avoid sharing food from others and water. And there are many more things like that which we should always keep in our mind to keep ourselves safe and healthy. Okay, so now after this we will be starting our topic of today, which is structure of atom. Now in this chapter we will be learning about how was the discovery of proton, electron and neutron was done, what is the structure of atom and how was it given. So before getting into the main topic, I would like you to get know some basic things which will be really important for you. First of all, we will discuss about atom, and then we will be reading about how the structure of atom came. So atom is the smallest part of a matter. So it is just a smallest particle, and we have read so far that atom is the smallest particle which is indivisible and which is we cannot divide it further. So we have been reading like this, that atom is indivisible particle of matter. It is the smallest part of a matter which cannot be divided further. But now what we'll be studying is that atoms are divisible. Okay, but before we have read that atoms are indivisible. Indivisible was the atom which we have read. Okay, but now it is divisible. We will be reading about it is divisible. Okay, divisible means that we can divide it further. So now we know that it can be divided further into some more inner structures which are smaller than that particles. That means atoms has subatomic particles in it. Okay, so definition of atom is the smallest particle of matter. So but atoms are made up of subatomic particles which are called as protons, electrons and neutrons. Okay, so these protons, electrons and neutrons were discovered by different scientists, and we will be studying how they were discovered and who discovered these. So protons and neutrons, so suppose this is the structure of an atom. Atom is a sphere. Okay, so this is the structure of an atom. So in the center it is called as nucleus. Okay, and in the nucleus resides proton and neutrons. So this proton is symbolized by P. Okay, and this electron is symbolized by E, small e, and the neutron is symbolized by N. This is the neutron. Okay, so P for proton, E for electron and neutron is this. This proton has a positive charge in it, so we can also write it like proton. This electron has a negative charge So we can also write like this: electron. This neutron has neutral charge. That means no charge. No charge. So it's just neutral, or we can write 0 here, but no need to write it. We can just write N. So proton is denoted by the symbol P and this positive charge, this small e and negative charge, and neutron is neutral, so no charge. So this proton and neutrons live, they don't live actually because they're not living, so they resides in this center of the atom, which is called as nucleus. So this nucleus has a positive charge because it has neutron which has neutral charge and proton has positive charge. Okay, so outside the nucleus there are some orbits like just like the earth moves around the sun. So there is a track which is almost invisible, but there is a track, that is why the earth follows the same direction all the time. Okay, so this is the orbit in which the electrons revolves. So here resides the electrons, which are negatively charged particle, and an atom has many orbits. So electrons do not live inside the nucleus, but they resides in the sorry, I'm using this word live again and again. We should not use this word live. They resides in the orbit. Okay. Now, since electron has negative charge and proton has positive charge, so all the positive charge of an atom is stored in the center, which is the nucleus, and all the negative charge is outside the nucleus, which is in the electron. Now, this is the charge, but what about mass? We know that anything which occupies space and has mass is called as matter, and matter is made up of small particles called as atoms. So atoms are the small particles. So atoms have charge in them. So this atom is what we have studied about. It is indivisible, but now we are learning that it is divisible and it has subatomic particles, which are called as proton, electrons and neutrons. So these particles have charge in them. Because they have charge in them, that is why this atom has charge. Okay, so proton has charge positive and it has mass. That means it has weight. So the mass of the protons are very less because already the atoms are very small and the mass of the atoms are very small. So all the mass of an atom is dependent upon the mass of the proton and neutron. So the mass of the proton is about 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Okay, so it's very less, and which is we use as a relative mass is we take as 1u. So the mass of proton is taken as 1u because this is the mass. So overall we don't write this unit, we take it as 1u. So which is equal to the mass of one hydrogen, and the charge in the proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, so we also take as plus 1 charge. Okay, this we will also study when we will be doing detailed study of proton, about discovery of protons and electrons. Okay, so proton has mass of 1u, which is this is the relative mass which we take, but 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams is the mass of proton. Okay, so after this we'll be doing about electron, neutrons. Okay, so neutrons has mass because neutrons resides in the nucleus, so they have mass. So the mass of neutron is almost equal to the mass of proton, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. So we also take it as 1 U. So the mass of neutron is 1 U, but neutron has no charge. Charge is no charge because it has such a low charge that we take it as neutral. Okay, so neutron has only mass but no charge. Okay, then come electrons. So the electrons has charge in them, but electrons do not have any mass in them. So the mass of the electron is very less. The mass of an electron is 1 upon 1840 part of the mass of hydrogen. So out of the mass of hydrogen, it is just 1 upon 1840 part of mass of hydrogen, and mass of hydrogen is 1 U. So that means the mass of an electron is 1 upon 1840 part of U. Okay, so it is very less than 1, so it is almost negligible. So electron do not have any mass. Okay, so the mass of an electron is so less that we don't consider the mass of an electron, and it is negligible. That is why the mass of electron is ignored while calculating the atomic mass of an element. So electron do not have any mass. No mass. It does not have any mass. Okay, electron do not have any mass. So we don't consider the mass of an electron, but we consider the charge of an electron. So electron do have some charge in them. So electron has 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. Okay, so this is a negative charge. So that is why we take as minus 1 charge of an electron. So electron has negative charge in them. They do not have any mass. Proton have charge in them, and proton have mass in them. Okay, electron have charge but they don't have any mass. Neutron have mass but they don't have any charge. That is why in a structure of an atom, here in the center, all the mass of an atom is in the center. That means the mass of an proton and neutron is the mass of an atom, which we call as an atomic mass. So atomic mass is basically what? So atomic mass is just atomic mass, that means the mass of an atom, which is mass of sum of mass of proton and neutron, because proton have charge mass in them and neutron have mass in them. And the electric charge in an atom is 1 positive and 1 negative. So in an atom there is plus 1 charge and minus 1 charge. Suppose an atom has like in hydrogen, the number of proton is 1p and neutron is also 1p. So actually in the hydrogen has isotopes. So isotope means the element which have same atomic number but different mass numbers. So hydrogen sometimes have 1 neutron, sometimes have 0 neutron, and sometimes has 2 neutrons. So when there will be 1 neutron, the mass of hydrogen will be 2 U. If there is no neutron, so mass of the hydrogen is 1 U. So most of the time we take hydrogen as 1 U atomic mass, which is 0 neutron. But hydrogen have 1 positive charge and 1 negative charge, which makes an atom as electrically neutral charged. So this happens because the atom has equal number of proton and equal number of electron in them, equal number of proton and electron in them. Suppose it is a sodium element, which is symbol is Na, sodium. Okay, so the atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay, and atomic mass is 23. That means number of proton in sodium is 11. Okay, and atomic mass is sum of proton plus neutron. So proton is 11 and neutron is 12. It is 23. Okay, so now by this we know that proton is 11 and neutron is 12. So it has 11 plus charge, and then it will be having 11 electrons, so 11 negative charge, and here we see that 11 positive and 11 negative, so an atom is neutral. It is only when the atom will gain or lose the electron it will acquire a positive charge as an ion or a negative charge as an ion. So these are the subatomic particles of atom, which are proton, electrons and neutrons. And the discovery of electron was done by Sir J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson was a scientist. Okay, and discovery of proton was done by E. Goldstein. Okay, and the discovery of neutron was done by a scientist called James Chadwick. Okay, so these were the scientists who discovered the proton, electrons and neutrons. The first discovery was done of proton, very first discovery. Then electrons and neutrons were done before the discovery of these. Because in 1886 it was done. The discovery of proton was done in 1886. Okay, and the discovery of electron was done after the discovery of proton in 1897. Sir J. Thomson did this, and the discovery of neutron was done in 1932, or somehow it can be a little different, like 1 year or 2 year in different books. Okay, if you'll see your NCERT book, maybe it will be different. And the symbol of neutron is not capital N. We can denote it by symbol small n also. Okay, small n, neutron. So these are the subatomic particles of an atom. Now in the next lecture video, we will be studying about how did the discovery of proton, electron and neutron happen, and how did the structure of atom came. How did the scientists were able to know that the atom has all these things. So the charge was find out. The scientists, like whenever we touch our hairs or we comb our hair for a while, and then we put our comb on any bits of paper, we find that it attracts the bits of paper. Or in the winters, whenever we wear these woolen sweaters and we take them out, or we sit under the sun and we take them out, we feel that all our hairs of our goosebumps of our hands and all, they just rises up with the woolen sweater. So that is because of the charge build up. So because we comb our hair, it produces electric charge, and the electric charge attracts the tiny bits of paper. So that means all the matter are some kind of a charged particles. So today we have learned that proton and neutrons reside inside the nucleus, electrons revolve outside the nucleus, and atom is divisible. Okay, so after this, we will be doing our next lecture video in which we'll be studying about the discovery of proton, electrons, and neutrons. Okay, so till then, you please read your book. Okay, and then try to find out the question and answers which I'll be giving you as in your homework. I hope it is clear. So you can ask me if you have any doubts. We will be doing it in our next lecture, and I hope you have understood your third chapter as well. Okay, so till then, please take care and do your work properly. Thank you.